Present here in this room are director generals of different media organizations, bureau chiefs, general managers, manager leads, heads of reportage, and all of our invited guests. You are welcome.
Maternal mortality is a measure of the problems of the health system, and that it will strengthen the health system, the 6 pillars of the health system: the governance, the human resource, financing, service delivery, information. We are going to, and medicine and equipment, we are going to actually ensure maternal health. 800 women die every day of maternal-related causes, out of which 111 are in Nigeria. In summary, UNFPA is struggling around this area, always ensuring that we save women from dying unnecessarily, but that the leadership of the government is key. If we have to do something proportionately that will have serious impact on the population. So the message for the media is to advocate to the government to actually take this at the highest level. Each community has problem. If you identify a problem in the community and you have a strong desire to solve it, it's not the desire to get money, but sometimes people are misled. Adults or young people, sometimes they put money first. They think, well, this is money. But if you have the drive, money is going to follow. Our objective is to have 20% of young people here in Nigeria who have a clear dream and a drive, and they will change this country in 10 years. Whether you like it or not, no society has succeeded to live long with inequality inside it. Whether it is poverty, inequality, women inequality, slavery, anything that is unjust, we call it social justice. Nothing will happen. A perfect society is the one where there is social justice. But what lesson have we learned so far as UNFPA is that leadership is key. Only countries that had strong leadership and strong commitment from the government at the highest level were able to meet the Millennium Development Goals. So let's build a society which is an egalitarian society that everybody is treated equally. So thank you very much.
One thing that is key about information dissemination, particularly as it involves what the UNFPA is doing here, is that we must start to get persons to sit down and we must discuss. We must tend to change the narratives here. We must start to be able to see society from a standpoint that, look, most time when you see women dying at childbirth, we can change this. When you see the girl child not being properly empowered, you can change it. When you see persons as well believing that the role of women belongs to the kitchen, you can. When you see persons involving themselves in things that actually contravene the principles of gender equality, we can change this.
When it comes to psychosocial help for women who have suffered trauma, especially in the Northeast, knowing the violence that has been there and then the issues of the insurgency. So I think basically UNFPA has done quite a lot of work, but it could still do more.
We can do better. So that's why I think this kind of interaction is useful, because from it you get a lot of information, credible information that you can use to do stories that would not only send out information, bring the reality of some of these problems we're talking about, but also help to push people to action, not only government, because everybody has a role to play. So if everybody will play his or her own role, then we will get there.
As a country, if we want to get it right, our girls must get the proper education at the early stage.
Mainstreaming media is very essential in achieving the goals of SDGs. Therefore, I suggest that UNFPA should do more in expanding the husband school initiated at local communities to ensure more men are involved in FP services, so that we will achieve the overall goal of harnessing our demography.
What was raised here, if we follow the principles UNFPA is canvassing, the issue of, let me not call it a birth control now, the issue of trying to get the kind of number of children you can train here, you have richer homes here with persons who are very stable here. You have good health. You have maternal and you have maternal mortality reduced here. When you follow through these principles and follow through these ideas, you have a nation that will be defined within itself going forward to succeed.
United Nations Population Fund is adequately mainstreaming media in their work, but more importantly, I think that they should be able to deploy community reporting, so to say, in that they should be able to find a way to work with journalists to report what they're doing in the communities, and then be able to communicate their work effectively to community people. That in this regard, I'm talking about using local languages.
That Hausa, that Yoruba, that Igbo, that various languages spoken across the country, in the nooks and crannies of this country, there is need for us to sensitize the people, to sensitize them, to bring them, so that they will now know what is the intention. What is the intention of the UNFPA, and also the need to carry along stakeholders like traditional rulers, religious leaders, so that they will go there back to their communities and discuss issue-based gender issues as it affects women.
There's a lot a media can do for the prevention of gender-based violence, because we need to raise awareness within the community and behavior change communication. People sometimes need to change gender norms or social norms that actually are discriminating against women. Those are issues that the media can play a very important role around it. And the media can raise awareness of all these issues, can also give information about the right of women, and also the role that men can play to ensure that these things come to an end.